Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to a very exciting episode of Talking Heads on the fabulous USA Global TV, radio and TV platform. Hi, my name is Dr. Madalene Chan and I'm going to be with you for the next 22 minutes. And we're going to talk this week about an exciting subject. It's going to be about dancing your way into a new life. Now, I guess you're wondering, what on earth is that meaning, dancing your way into a new life? Well, to be honest, with everything that's going on at the moment in this world, so much chaos. But all this chaos is happening for a reason, because Earth, planetary Mother Earth, she's a being. She is ascending. She's already ascended spiritually, her light body, but her physical body needs to ascend, and therefore there needs to be some major cleanups, the same as with us. Spiritually, we are ascended because we have our light divineness within us. But in the physical body, we have not ascended because there's just too much there to be cleaned up, which could be past karma relationships. It could be anything that you've picked up of energy and lower vibration from this life as well. So before we even begin to dance our way into a new life, we need to first reaffirm ourselves that we are not perfect. We are not perfect as a human, because there's certain traits of human which is a low vibration. But we are absolutely divinely perfect in our soul essence, in our, in our innate, our higher consciousness, our lighter body. We are perfect creator beings. And when you dance your way into a new life, it is about balancing your divine inner world with your physical body outer world, and having these energies balanced to be able to deal with what's going on in the world today. And it's all clearing. It's all purification times. 2023-24, it's all about purification. And it's a case of, it's always been there. But we have been so occupied with our own personal lives and our dramas, we have not even realized certain world karma is now coming up. Be it war karma, be it about certain abuse that's been going on under the masks in the underground. It's now coming up. It's now getting triggered to come up, to be released. So to dance your way into your new life, you do have to connect to your inner child, your pure essence. I had to do it. And it's so difficult because even today, even though I was like, yeah, I'm going to dance you haven't to blame, you haven't to judge, you haven't to condemn, you haven't to do this, because this is lower vibration. But the universe tests us. Oh boy, does the universe test us. And just when you think you are totally free and nothing can bring you down or trigger you, well, let me tell you something. If there is any remnants inside you of a certain event or a certain something that you feel you've cleared, and you confirm it, oh, it doesn't even affect me. If you have a day of where you haven't had much sleep, so your shield is down. So what I mean by shield is, let's look at, I always, before I go out the house, I always imagine putting on these beautiful golden clothes, beautiful golden clothes, golden fabric. No one else can see it. It is just for my eyes only. Maybe some sensitives out there can feel it, but that is my protection. So I go out the door and I know I have my inner clothing, the gold clothing there that protects me. And gold for me is for protection. I know then I am not, even though someone is going to throw something at me, because I'm protected, I have this protection around me. It may affect me emotionally on a physical level, but it will not affect my inner child essence. Well, let me tell you something. If you haven't done this, and let's say you've had sleep deprivation, you haven't slept, and you go about like a robot to work, and you're not even thinking in the now present, you're thinking, I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late, and everything is kind of against you. And then suddenly you go to work, and then suddenly there's something that happens. A person just triggers. Could be a song, could be anything, but it triggers you. And you end up going on a deep low. You end up the tears welling. And you say, why is this affecting me? What is it? So then, for me at work, I went to a quiet place, and tears came from my eyes, because I didn't realize that there was still some parts of what I went through that I hadn't dealt with. And I thought I dealt with it all. But the universe is there to clean every particle, every dust. Think of it as dust, right? And dust accumulates. And let's say there's a few speckles of dust that sometimes your eye doesn't see, because maybe you've cleaned it and you're onto something else. You haven't actually really gone in and focused and made sure that the surface is clean. Now that speck of dust, for purification times, needs to be removed, needs to be brought up to the surface, to cleanse, to be released, to be forgiven. And that's exactly what happened today to me. After I did 2 minutes of remembering my power and who I was, not in an arrogant way, but how far I've come along. And the fact that, and then I realized my defenses were down. I didn't put the protection on that I normally do. Because I didn't do that, the lower vibrations, think of it as energy. You've got love, light beings, love, heart beings. Then you have fear, lower vibrational beings, people of the non-light, or people that are stuck. So they carry on not knowing what they're saying, what they're doing, what they're creating, just being controlled and monopolized by the outside reality. And that's what happened with me today. So I did the prayer of forgiveness. I surrounded them in a beautiful, I chose pink light because pink light for me, cosmic light, was divine love, will and grace. Giving the grace, giving the divine will. And then when I came out back into the work energy and the atmosphere, the whole energy changed. And when I got home after work, suddenly these parts of me started to come up again, like apprehension, anxiety. And so a dear friend of mine who's very in tune with the energies said, there's something odd, off about you today. And I explained. And then he sent me this beautiful song. Oh my God, it was absolutely beautiful. It had the right words, the right vibration. And I felt so attuned to this song. And it made me feel that, yeah, I am on the right track. And yeah, I've had a bit of a out of alignment day, but don't worry, keep going, keep soldering on, keep shining on brilliantly and brightly. And then because I wrote Star Child, which is a book about light, love, darkness, fear, cosmic war, human war, cyber war, all about looking after Mother Earth, because we are star children of our Mother Earth, and we need to go back to caring for her. Anyway, I started to explain this, and I've got like a musical for this, and I said, it would be nice to find a song. And he said to me, what's really strange is that I wrote this song, but I never released it. Maybe it was about multidimensional. Maybe it wasn't for the past and it wasn't for the future. It's multidimensional. Therefore, this moment when you're feeling at a low, this song comes in, and the song Joy would not have been birthed into the conversation today, and it would have been forgotten. But because of what happened to me in another scenario, and I felt so low, and I just remembered my power, and I forgave, the song Joy was birthed, which I will sing as part of Star Child, the musical. So you see, dance your way into a new life. It's not just about, oh, hey, I'm feeling great, I'm going to dance. Yeah, of course, that's important. You must dance, you must be uplifted, you must feel the vibrations, you must feel the passion, you must feel the purpose. One must feel the purpose, one must feel the passion, one must feel and have the intelligence of the higher intellect, and have the balance of the inner child essence. So dance your way into a new life. It's about, if something like that happens to you, you need to remove yourself from that situation. Just make an excuse, just for 2 minutes. but you need to remove yourself from that energy. And you need to check in and go back into yourself and say, why was I triggered on this? And then once you forgive it, it releases and it's gone. But the higher understanding is it led on to something else. So just because that was low vibration, so what I'm trying to say is light and dark need to work together in a 3D physical reality until the day when we actually ascend into 5D. Then darkness, non-light, will not exist. It will just be higher love, higher divine wisdom, higher intellect, creating and manifesting without the interference of our limited mindset. We still have this going on because we are still living in our outside reality, because this purification time's happening on this earth. At the moment, light and dark need to fuse together so that we learn our lessons, so that we are triggered, so that we can shine through that and receive the greatness of it. So dance your way into a new life is dance your way in the shadows into the light. Don't try to avoid your shadows, because believe you me, your shadows will come and they will get you and grab you, and it will become more and more and more intense. If one does not learn the lesson that has been shown to them time and time again, the lessons become more intense. So every scenario in your outer world reality will be relating to that one lesson, be it karmic or be it a current lesson. Breathe. It's heavy. I know. I've been waking up since 2012. And I've been on this journey 7 years of awakening. Doesn't mean I've ascended into 5D. It means I've gone from 3D into 4D. You see, when you start to learn the lessons and aware of when a 3D limited vibration, lower vibration, comes crashing into a 5D, crashing, it cannot go into 5D. So instead, they join together, and what is created is 4D. We, at the masses of humanity, now we are in 4D because we're still living in the outside reality in a 3D existence, which is clearing and purifying. And that's why we have to be so grateful for these purification times, and realize that everyone has a contract, a soul contract. And if you think of when a big tax bill comes along and you prepare for your tax bill, that's exactly what's happening. Everyone has a soul contract, and upon that soul contract is certain conditions that they agree to prior to existence on this plane of 3D Earth, which is now 4D. So Mother Earth, Gaia, planetary Gaia, has now ascended into 5D spiritually. which is like our light body, our innate, our higher consciousness. So the higher consciousness of Mother Earth is now in 5D. Her physical body, however, is torn in 3D, but is going to be healed in 4D with us. She will be healed in 4D, which is where we are at, where people live from their heart, where people live from their unconditional, compassionate soul, because that's what it takes. So dance your way into a new life. Try each day not to blame, not to gossip, not to condemn, not to criticize, and not to judge. It's such a difficult lesson. Even if you've been on this path, spiritual path, for a long time, there's always the tests that come in because there's still more clearing so that we become creator beings in a 5D dimensional reality where we can manifest all we desire and require. Anything, healthy life, longevity, abundance, eternal youth. So we're all in 4D. There is no one in 5D because we're not living in a 5D existence. Mother Earth, she hasn't ascended her physical body yet. Okay, I've really enjoyed talking with you. Oh, before I go, I just want to do a special mention to Martin Zogby. He's so special. He's with Star Child, and he's from Ghana, and he's very young. Well, he's 21, and he's so special, and he's part of Star Child. And I just want to mention also Janetta Barry for World Jenny's Day, which is here. World Jenny's Day, which is about how we are helping everyone on a mental health, wellness on a global scale, because we need to address this. Thank you. My name is Dr. Madeleine Chan, and you can find me on LinkedIn, Dr. Madeleine Chan, and you can find me on madelenechan.com. You can find Star Child, the book, on the link there, Amazon. I've so enjoyed talking with you all. So dance your way into a new life. I will be doing part 2 next week. Thank you so much. May love shine in your hearts eternally, and dance your way into a newer life. Bye.
Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. Good morning, Good afternoon and good evening to all of our viewers all over the world, and a very special and warm welcome to our viewers on E360 TV. A very, very warm welcome to our new viewers to this channel. My name is Caroline HEWARD and I'm known as the Harley Street Stress Expert. Our show today is Talking Heads, and I'm an expert presenter in today's topic, which is handling conflict effectively in relationships. Let's begin. I'd like to start off with a quote which I felt was very poignant for this presentation, and it's by Ray Dalio. He says, ironically, people who suppress the mini confrontations for fear of conflict tend to have huge conflicts later, which can lead to separation precisely because they let minor problems fester. On the other hand, people who address the mini conflicts head on in order to straighten things out tend to have great and lasting relationships. Ray Dalio. I felt that this encompasses a real myriad of things within how we handle conflict in relationships. So this is actually a quote saying it's ideal to handle the mini things, the small things that come up, rather than set them on one side, do nothing, and then it gets over the top in terms of your experience when you finally blow the gasket. Martha Beck, she says, conflict in close relationships is not only inevitable, it's essential. Intimacy connects people who are inevitably different. What I want to do is I want to just look at something that happens in a relationship that I feel is important to look at, because it's not really a conversation that we get into, and yet it's something that happens in most relationships. When somebody is shouting or interrogating or persecuting the other one, or going, what's going on? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? That aggressive questioning and that aggressive nature of making the other person wrong in a relationship will create, as far as the control dramas are concerned within a relationship, somebody who shuts down, somebody who stops communicating physically, emotionally, and behaviorally. And this is known as stonewalling. And this is when somebody has shut down to protect themselves. But what this does, it actually creates more interrogation, more passive aggressive experiences for the person, because it gets the person very angry that they're not being listened to, and they can see they're not being listened to. So they will push for more experience of communication from you. And this stonewalling is a protection mechanism. This protection mechanism is so that you don't suffer, so that you don't feel the attacks, whether they be physical, emotional, mental, or behavioral. Nobody wants to feel that they're wrong or being interrogated. And when somebody is in a relationship, that they're always wronged, they're always feeling that they haven't said the right thing, and essentially walking on eggshells when they're not feeling comfortable to be themselves, when they're not feeling comfortable to communicate to their partner, their friend, in a way that makes them feel comfortable to express their true self, their true authentic feelings and emotions and thoughts. And when a person feels like that, they shut down and stonewall the other person. Now, when this happens, it doesn't create a very good environment for that conflict situation, for making it be making it effective to have that conflict resolution happening within your relationship. And it only creates more conflict. So it's, even though it is a protection mechanism, and many people do this, even I have done a stonewalling experience where it's to stop somebody getting in to hurt you. And so you shut down the feelings and emotions, and you almost become disconnected to yourself, to the relationship, and to your environment. And you become less of you, and you'll almost feel like you're walking around in autopilot, treading on eggshells, making sure that you're not upsetting the other person in any way, and not really being your true self. And is that living, or is that existing? This is one of the strategies that happens for people that are in difficult relationships. And somebody who is shouting, asking questions, being very aggressive, will create somebody that stonewalls, that retreats into themselves or into their cave. So what I want to look at now, which is the topic of our presentation today, is how to resolve conflict resolution in a relationship that's causing you some challenges. I've just looked at one aspect of how we would protect ourselves when we are feeling an intensity of conflict within a relationship, by not being there, by not allowing the person to get in. This will work for a small period of time, but it's not a great strategy going forward. So in looking at how to resolve relationship conflict effectively, I want to look at what we focus on in the relationship. If you are focused on all the things he or she does that are wrong, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't put the top on the toothpaste, you don't close the seat of the toilet when you've finished, you don't close the door, you leave all the doors open, you leave all the lights on, you don't love me, you don't honor me, you don't think of me, you're doing, whatever it is, when you're focused on all those negative things, have a guess what? You will create more of what you're focused on. And so when you are focused on what's wrong and what's not working, you will get more of what you are thinking about. And this is a frequency. And so if you are focused on good things, the good things that you want, and to move into a state of focusing on the good things that you want within your relationship and focusing on what is good in the relationship, will bring more of those things into your life within your relationship, and there will be less conflict. And this is looking at, rather than being in the resolution, actually circumventing the conflict to start off with. When we do this, we actually present opportunity rather than conflict, because when you're focused on the positives and what's good about the relationship and what you enjoy about the relationship, find something, even if it's a difficult relationship, find something that's good, because when your energy shifts, focus on what's good in the relationship, you get more of what's good. And then in that frequency of a higher vibration and a heart frequency, when you're focused on the positive things of your relationship and your positive internal thoughts and feelings, you then feel different and create more great stuff into your life. And the opportunities will present themselves in ways that are unbelievable, because you are focused on the good things. When you're communicating in your relationship, especially if you are in a state of conflict, that it is important to focus on what's not working, then what you're, and rather than blaming and shaming, being congruent with what's not working for you in this situation, rather than blaming and shaming the other person, looking at the situation that's not working. Because if you're saying you did this, you did that, you did the other, then you will limit the other person from being able to feel comfortable to come back, because that's a blame strategy. And all that does, that blame and shame, creates another blame and shame conversation back to you. And one of the things I'd recommend is the 5-5-5 rule of communication, where you set a time to speak, to have a conversation about what's not working, and you listen to each other. So the first person speaks for 5 minutes without interruption and expresses, rather than blame and shame, they express how they're thinking and feeling and experiencing the situation rather than what you did. And they can't make you feel anything. You make you feel what you feel because of the way that you respond. And so this is where you take communication to an entirely different level. Allow the first person to speak without interruption and listen to what they have to say. And then when it's your turn, in 5 minutes, express what you think about the situation that's not working without interruption from the other person. And then in the final 5 minutes, that you come together to look at how you can compromise. Now you've heard both sides of the conflict. And this is a very comfortable way to find resolution effectively, quickly, without the blame and shame. If you move into blame and shame, it becomes a tennis match. One person says one thing that's not good to the other person, and the other person follows it up with something else. And nothing happens in that space apart from a deeper entrenching of conflict, which becomes irreversibly unresolvable. Also, invite some humor. There's many a joke that is a real truism, and much can be resolved in humor. If you use humor to explain or to communicate what's going on about the situation, it will far more be more effective than the blame and shame game. And so if you do say something like, if you have a problem about the toilet seat being up, you might say something like, I'm gonna buy some landing lights so you remember to put the toilet seat down. And although it sounds, sort of rather farcical, it can create a different feeling in the person and maybe some laughter. Also, acceptance. We're not always good all of the time in everything we do. That is a fact. So when you accept that the situation is not working, and remember, it's a situation or an experience or an event, not the other person. It's always about our response. It is 80%, 90% of what we respond, how we respond, versus 10% of what the problem is. So this is where we gain all of the control and all of the responsibility to be able to change things. So if you move into a place of acceptance to each other that this situation isn't working, this response isn't working, this experience isn't working for you or for the other person in the relationship, you have a place to move forward for effective resolution. Moving into a place of forgiveness, because it might be that you said something or they said something in the heat of the moment. It might be because we're all normal, we're all human, and we have our humanness to decide on how we respond effectively. And because we're human, we do fly off the handle sometimes or say something that we didn't mean to say because we're in a space of trauma or we're in a space of sadness or anger. Nobody, because we're human, can get it right all of the time. And because we're human, we can step into a place of forgiveness. Not just for the other person. It's not a I forgive you, but it's a forgiveness for yourself, a forgiveness for the situation, the way that you've responded. And when you step into a place of forgiveness, true forgiveness for yourself, this creates the path to absolute inner peacefulness and inner compassion. And when you have inner compassion and inner peace, that translates into your external world. Whatever your experience internally, whatever is below, will be experienced externally above. And so if you're experiencing forgiveness and compassion for yourself, for the way that you responded, for the way that the other person did, you're actually giving yourself more of that experience. And it's to generate a peaceful and a movement internally of compassion. When you move into a place of internal compassion and peace, then your world becomes peaceful and there is no conflict that can enter. And when you forgive yourself unconditionally, if you add conditions on, I will forgive you if you do this, and I will forgive you if you do that, that is not forgiveness, that's with conditions. We're human. We are here having a human experience and having a human experience of emotions and feelings. And it is important to accept that mistakes can be made. We are sensorily emotional. That's why we're here, to experience life from the senses. And if we give ourselves the opportunity to experience without condition and have this beautiful forgiveness ritual, it moves us into a state of gratitude. It moves our heart and our vibration into the ultimate state of gratitude. And when we are in a mindset and a heart space of gratitude, more of what we are grateful for comes in. More of what we think that's positive comes into our life. It's quite extraordinary and it's very magical. Remember, what you focus on creates into your world, into your thoughts, into your family, into your relationships, and into your own whole beingness. So I invite you to feed your body with beautiful thoughts, with an openness to resolve anything that is disturbing your peace internally. And when you resolve your own inner peace, your own conflict that's internal, your external world will reflect that. And if you head on, if you are expecting somebody to rise to the bait and say something very negative, have a guess what? That's what's going to happen. So my invitation to you, and it is simply that, it's an invitation. Focus on the outcomes and the experiences that you desire to experience, and then your world will feel less confrontational and you will find a place of inner peace. Touch is an extraordinary space to move into when you are moving into effective conflict resolution. A hug, a kiss on the cheek, a meaningful hug. And a meaningful hug is when you hug heart to heart, and it's left to left. We tend to, if we're right-handed, hug from right to left, right to right. And when we are in an effective place of heart space, when you hug the other person, left to left, heart to heart, something very magical happens. And you will feel different. They will feel different. And rather than tapping them on the back, just hold and breathe into that hug. And you will feel different and conflict melts. This is a beautiful quote by Mahatma Gandhi. And I feel that this quote sums up what this presentation's been about, if that's what you think it is. Keep your thoughts positive, because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive, because your words become your behaviors. Keep your behaviors positive, because your behaviors become your habits. Keep your habits positive, because your behaviors become your habits. Keep your habits positive, because your habits become your values. Keep your values positive, because your values become your destiny. Keep your thoughts positive, because your thoughts become your words. Have you ever thought something and then it's come out and then you've kind of said to yourself internally, did I really say that? Did I actually say those words? Keep your words positive, because your words become your behaviors. When you're thinking negative things about someone else and about the experience you're going to get, you will generally have a negative experience. Keep your habits positive, because your habits become your values for yourself in the way that you live and portray your life, and for others that are in your surroundings, your family, your friendships, your relationships, your colleagues, your peers. They become part of you. Everything is an extension of you. Keep your values positive, because your values become your destiny. And our destiny is about being in a place of internal peace, being in a place of compassion, love, ultimate gratitude, so that we create a much more peaceful internal world, not only for ourselves, but that extends out to our family, our friends, our peers, and our world. And this is how we create world peace. Thank you, Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you for your attention and your interest. Please subscribe to USA Global TV and Radio. You can find all of our Talking Heads episodes under the playlist Talking Heads. Please do reach out to me if I may be in service to you. If you are suffering with any type of stress, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, behavioural, please do reach out. If you are suffering in a relationship that you are finding difficult to cope with, if you are finding it difficult to find a way out of that conflict, if you are finding it difficult to resolve something and you are living a lie, if you are living on autopilot and existing rather than experiencing from a sensory place, because when you shut down the feelings and emotions and you go into stonewall, it doesn't hurt the other person as much as it hurts you. It is a protection mechanism that is absolutely widely understood and known without even understanding that it is a thing. But the body protects itself by shutting down the feelings and emotions, and this affects you in all aspects of your life. Please reach out to me so that I can be of service to you to help you bust through your stress. I offer a free Zoom, Skype, Messenger, audio, video, or call consultation. I offer you one symptom to break through your stress. I offer a program of 8 sessions and a follow-up to help you break through your relationship issues or any of your anger or stress-related issues that you have within your life. You can find me on nomorestress@live.co.uk or call me if you're international +44. If you're local, 07523 120 189. I look forward to being in service to you and helping you transform your relationships so that you live in a more peaceful, harmonious way.
This program has been brought to you in part by Zane Carson Carruth, etiquette and protocol expert, international award-winning author, television show host, and philanthropist. Thank you to Zane, our official diamond sponsor for USA Global TV and Radio in partnership with E360 TV. Zane is the author of the world's first tooth fairy ever, as well as many other children's books. She's also the television host of Elegance, Polished Demeanor, and Posh Living, seen on USA Global TV and Radio.
Hi, my name is Zane Carson Carruth, and I'm the author of this book, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever.
Reading is magic. Studies have shown that reading to your children lays the foundation for greater success in life. Reading helps develop language and vocabulary skills. It helps improve memory, and it encourages curiosity and inspires creativity. The benefits are immeasurable, and as a parent, you'll benefit too. In only 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll be creating more memories and a bonding experience that will last for years to come. So take time to read to your children. Read them books about things that engage and interest them. Tales of fairies and magic fascinate children, and as everyone knows, the Tooth Fairy is at the top of the list. If your child loves magic, wands, adventure, and what child doesn't, you'll love reading them books from the trademarked series The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever. Follow along as Abella, the world's first tooth fairy, accidentally starts the tooth fairy tradition. Learn the tricks of being a professional tooth fairy in the book Abella Starts a Tooth Fairy School. Your child's imagination will soar as you read the adventures of Abella and her magic wand. These wonderful books are available at worldsfirsttoothfairy.com and at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.
To learn more about Zane, contact her through her website, zanecarruth.com, ZANECARRUTH.com. Order Zane's books and merchandise. Contact her about being a keynote speaker at your next event. This program is also brought to you in part by Ella Holly, artist and singer of the single Things That We Do.
If I look into your heart, are you looking back at me? Am I everything you want, baby? If my heart was in your hands, would it be for you and me? Would you wanna keep it close, baby? Why don't I find the right guy, the one I dream deep be? Give it all that you can, stumble and fall. Love will set me free. Baby, 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 don't you know you drive me crazy? I love the things that we do. He say